Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready.
help if I unmute my mic. Hello, good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for joining me. Today is day 6 of the BJ Destruction Team League. My name is Grant. You can see my stuff is below. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you. I know today's stream was delayed. I do apologise for that. It's not something we planned. The schedule changed and we weren't informed. I do have a co-caster today. It is the Spooky Spider. I hope you're not too scared of him. I just wanted to fill the space. And I like the Spooky Spider. It makes me happy. As I said, guys, my name is Grant. And today we are casting Team Deer versus Team herO. We will have a look at the bracket and stuff in just a couple of moments. Now I will pre-warn you, I've been very sick this last week, so I don't have quite as much energy as I like. I also, about 3 minutes ago, had a nosebleed, so everything's going really well. If I collapse on stream, just call an ambulance, it'll be fine. We'll turn the music down a little bit. So guys, I am casting from a feed today. So we will have no game sounds, unfortunately, but it should still be a lot of fun. Let's have a quick look at the bracket and how things have gone so far. Look at this, I'm so prepared. Okay, so this is the 2019 BJ Destruction Season 2. You can see the teams so far. Today we have Team herO versus Team Deer, which means we have 6 Protosses and 2 Terrans. Team herO currently sitting 4th at 1-1. And a not decent map score. Consists of herO, SOS, Zest and Fantasy. These boys. And Team Deer also at 1-1 but with a better map score. Deer, Trap, Hurricane and Cure. Really exciting actually. Hurricane has been unbelievable recently. This is the overview, stuff like that. Let's just look at me instead. That's not me. That's me. Yay. How's everyone doing? If you are here, thank you for joining me. Yep, there is an itsy bitsy spider. His name is can't think of anything funny. We're going to call him Clarence. Clarence the spider. I also apologise. I didn't do my hair. I've had a really bad ear infection this week, but we're going to make it work. So, Deer versus herO. This is the BJ Destruction Team League, as I said. There is $7,091 on the line. It's a hell of a lot of money. That's 8 million Korean won. 5 million for first place, which is like 4.5k US dollar. It's a lot of money. So far, the tournament has not gone as expected. I'll say it. I'll say it. Team Maru, by far the favourite going into this, currently 0-2. With a pretty awful map score. They've dropped 8 maps. Of the 13 that they've played, they have a -3 map score. So they've got close a couple of times. I think it ended 4-2 and 4-3 for them. Really surprised me. I really expected Maru, Innovation, Rogue and Creator to absolutely roll this tournament. Creator himself expected them to roll this tournament. We are just waiting for games. As I previously said, I am casting from a feed today, so we will not have game sounds. We are working on that for next season. Hopefully we can get either replays or get into the games themselves, because I know it adds more to you guys. I do have some music just in the background. I'm going to turn up slightly. Just some, ambient StarCraft stuff for us to enjoy. Should be good. Should be very, very good. So far, no player actually has a 100% win rate in this tournament. That's really interesting to see. A couple have gone 5-1. I think Solar's one of them. And I don't know who else. Let's look. Maybe Soup. Yep, Solar's definitely gone 5-1. Because he did get an all kill for his team at some point. I think Deer might be the other one that's 5-1. I don't know. Stats on Wikipedia aren't too great. I am just filling time, guys, as we wait. If you are here, thank you for joining me. I know it's sort of one of those awkward times. A lot of people are at work. And the Americans are mainly asleep or just waking up. The Europeans are working. It's a great time for Koreans, and obviously this is a Korean team league. As I said previously, my name is Grant. I do a lot of the casting for Alpha. Alpha are casting this event on behalf of the hosts. This isn't our event by any means. We're just... Oh, I can see my arm beneath. That's really good webcam placement, Grant. This isn't our event, but we are casting it. We do have some of our own events coming up very, very soon. If you're interested, let's have a quick look at them. What we do have, first and foremost, did I close it? I bet I did. Oh, Grant. Alpha Pro Series show matches. Okay, so what we do have is the main bread and butter of Team Alpha is our Alpha Pro Series. These are weekly. We do a couple of week show matches. With some of the best players, we do 3 different tiers, as you can see. We do the Premier, the Standard, and the Elite. We do have one coming up in just 15 hours, so early tomorrow for me. It will be Armani, the Korean Zerg, versus Estrella, one of the favourites of NA, the NA Protoss. Everyone really loves Estrella. And we're only able to do these events based on our sponsors. Now, these sponsors are not sponsoring the event today, but they are sponsoring Alpha generally. So we will... Let's just make sure this fits. Transform. Fit the screen. So we will go over them a couple of times today. Actually, we want this one. Ta-da! And then if I do this, ta-da! We're all good. Okay, so first players brought up today are Zest and herO. herO, as I previously said, has been on an absolute tear. He got through his GSL group, some would say unexpectedly. He's been doing very, very well in this league as well. He got, I think, 2 or 3 kills earlier this week, or the end of last week. Absolutely phenomenal player right now. Zest, obviously, is Zest's best. One of the best Protoss, one of the best micro Protosses in the world. Very, very aggressive. This should be a lot of fun. Now, I am casting for a feed. I'm not observing myself, so I apologise if things are not perfect. But just stick with us. So we are seeing the standard openings for both, the double gate into cyber. We'll see the cyber core go up same time for both players just making their probes. The first deviation in this game will be what units come out of those cyber cores. Or come out of those gateways when that cyber core is done, I apologise. Will it be Stalker? Will it be Sentry Stalker? Will it be Adept? We've even seen Adept Sentry. There are a lot of different variations, and that sort of leads into where the build will follow. So we'll have to wait and see what comes up. It's exciting stuff. Cybercores will be finishing very soon. The next thing is the Tech or Nexus, depending on the choice. Will we see 1 base or will we see 2? So we see Adept out of Zest, and Stalker Sentry out of herO. Now, Adept, obviously very aggressive, gets our scouting information. Stalker Sentry, very good for that defense. Excuse me, I got hiccups, as always. Stalker Sentry will be very good for defending when those 2 Adepts come. So, I definitely like herO's position. He's playing that more defensive, may even go for a slightly quicker expansion. We will see. herO definitely has a few more minerals right now. He is making that Stalker, and Zest has made the Stargate. So Zest is going for that slightly quicker, more aggressive building. He will get that first blood. Very nice from Zest to kill that probe. That could have been looking for a proxy location or something like that. Zest doesn't know that information just yet. Now, herO did manage to get the pylon block down in Zest's main, which is very good for slowing down the player, keeping those units at home. herO actually also opting to go for that Stargate, so we are going to see double Stargate for both players. Now, Zest's Nexus is quicker. herO definitely has the more units on the map. He will be able to be more aggressive with all of these Stalkers, which will be nice for him. Hopefully, in herO's point of view, he can catch these Adepts on the map. It doesn't look like he will, so he will have to put on his dancing shoes early in this game in order to keep those Adepts from doing too much damage. There are a lot of Adepts. Okay, the Stalker's now coming back, actually. Maybe caught a glimpse of them. Hallucinated Phoenix is going to come into the main, see that it is Stargate. May even get a glimpse of what's coming out the Stargate. We won't get to find that out just yet. Now, these 2 Adepts are going to be frustrating. They're going to shade out. Won't get any damage, but get that information on the Nexus. We'll try to walk in, see that it is walled off. We'll probably see that pylon cancelled very soon. Yep, there we go. It's already done. So, both players playing actually the same. There were some differences in the early choices of the units, with the double Adepts from Zest proving to be actually going to get some damage done here, making a couple of workers. Oh, very nice pickup with the sentry there. Does prevent any workers going down. So actually now these 2 adepts go down for nothing, and this ended up being very good for herO'Kane. Zest didn't want to lose those units, but he did force 1 pickup, so if there were to be any follow-up harassment, that Phoenix would have slightly less energy than the Phoenixes of Zest. That's the one thing going for him. This is obviously being played on one of the newer maps. I can't remember its name. I'm really bad at the names. So we will get to see this newer map in action, which will be exciting. Is this the one with the mineral patches? I feel like it is, but I could be wrong. I think I'm wrong. I haven't yet played the new maps, especially for PvP. So both players continue to make a lot of Phoenixes. We are actually seeing the second Stargate coming out of Zest, which is very, very interesting. He is going to go for that really large number of Phoenixes. It didn't get scouted by herO'Kane. That hallucinated Phoenix got very, very close. And it looks like herO'Kane may even commit a little bit more of his real Phoenixes to go and figure out if that what that tech choice is going to be from Zest, be it double Stargate or something like that. Just check everything is working. Yep, that's fine. I've not received any abuse just yet from management. Okay, so. Oh, guys, it doesn't look like you can hear the background music. Not quite sure why. You should be able to. Let's set this to default. There we go. I apologise for that. The background music has been on. I've been jamming to it this whole time. Sorry, Sushi. Okay, now Zest is getting some information out on the map. He certainly has the opportunity to be slightly aggressive. He has a lot of Phoenixes here. That 2 Stargate Phoenix really paying off. He hasn't yet gone for the Fleet Beacon or anything like that. He is just going to rely on having a lot of Phoenixes. Now, how many Phoenixes? This is definitely quite a big advantage right now for Zest. The first one definitely... the trade actually goes very much in the favour of herO'Kane. Some of those Phoenixes out of position. With all these Stalkers underneath, I really like herO'Kane's position here. herO'Kane did manage to pick off a couple of those Phoenixes. He lost a couple of workers, but he took the better of the trade so far, I would say. You can see both players very even. Zest has lost slightly more in the gas count, but he was the slightly more aggressor when it came to expanding, so he's definitely not behind by any means, and he is producing Phoenixes a lot quicker. Now, obviously, the plus side here for herO'Kane is herO'Kane has a lot of Stalkers. I don't believe he has Blink yet. It is, yeah, as you can see, you're 2/3 of the way down, and when that Blink upgrade comes, we can see herO'Kane maybe go on the aggressive side. These Phoenixes of herO'Kane may be slightly out of position. One takes a lot of damage. A couple of workers may go down here again, as Zest is going to use his superior maneuverability just to get around the map, to do as much damage as he possibly can. Try and buy time for himself to get those more gateways. As you can see, he is getting his third Nexus. He is getting his upgrades himself. Is seeming to tack away from the Phoenixes. I doubt we're going to see many more. We may even actually have to see a recall here from Zest as... Ooh, I don't know. These Phoenixes are in a precarious position. Yeah, so we do see that recall come out as we had anticipated. Behind this, Zest is making a lot of Zealots, lots of units. He is tacking into Immortals. Please put the production tab back up. It makes it a lot easier for me when I am not in the game. herO'Kane is now moving out, thank you. He is getting that Prism and Zealot legs behind. He does have Blink done, as we've previously seen. So this is a very scary force for herO'Kane. As you can see, he is up slightly in supply, and that is in army supply. There is an Immortal there, which will be very, very useful for dealing with this very large Stalker force. One pylon does go. We'll see some of the other units just picked up. So this is nice so far for herO'Kane. Oh, if he can get that sentry, that would be very nice, and he does. The Immortal with that shield battery, though, will be able to stay here for days. Now, there is a large force coming in from the south as well of Stalkers. We do have a big flank coming in. Now, there are no Zealots with this army to really get on top and tank things, so these Stalkers have to micro away from these Zealots. This fight going pretty well so far for Zest, I would say. He's certainly holding on. The Phoenix count has completely dwindled. I believe there is now just the 1 for herO'Kane. A lot of his units being picked up, and a lot of these Stalkers of Zest getting underneath herO'Kane's army. herO'Kane actually taking really big losses in that. These Phoenixes, he does lose 1 more. Stalkers will begin to get lifted once again, and there's not enough here for herO'Kane. herO'Kane needs to back off, go all the way home. He will lose the rest of these Stalkers, and this is frustrating, but he did have a good gateway count. He is getting Immortals of his own. His Zealot legs is nearly done. Right now, he is so low in army supply. 4 Stalkers, 4 Zealots, and that is it. But Zest isn't going to be aggressive. Almost surprising that to see. I don't think he realises quite how far ahead he is. Zest will come in with these Phoenixes once again, pick up a few of these workers. Very nice for him. He does have a very large worker lead now. 9 workers in a mirror matchup is very, very good. His third base fully saturated, taking the gases on that one now. herO is getting that Twilight Archive. Will be able to get those Archons added to his army very, very soon. He does not have too much gas banked, so it's not perfect. He'll get 1 Archon very quick. Zest already has Archons of his own, and Zest's army is starting to look like that very, very scary mid-game PvP army. With Zealot legs done, with upgrades being very similar for both players, Zest is in a great position. The worker count for herO is evening up, but Zest is just using this time to get more and more army. And now Zest is moving out on the map. He has very, very good upgrades, similar to his opponent. He has a Zealot Charge. He has a lot of Archons here. The Warp Prism is here to reinforce this push. And I think Zest is going to be able to get himself in a good position with this push. We do see herO counter-attacking across the map with 4 Zealots in a Warp Prism. There is a cannon here, and that Photon Cannon will be very, very good for dealing with this. As you can see, the Zealots not really sure what to do. They will kill a couple of workers most likely, and Zest is going to push in right now. Now the 2 Archons of Zest do get up in the front of the army, whereas to tank all of those Zealots. The Zealots doing very, very well. We see Micro coming out of both players very successfully. Now Zest is picking up and moving back his Archons, trying to keep them alive as long as possible. herO's army is starting to disintegrate. He's now down 20 supply, 30 supply that continues to fall. Workers are also falling. 9 have gone down immediately. Another reinforcement of charge Zealots comes in. The shield battery is proving very, very vital for herO, but herO is starting to lose his army. Zest is pushing through. It does look like he may be able to take this fight. The Archon does get, the Immortal does get jumped on, and herO pushes it back. Very, very nice there in the end by herO to be able to keep a lot of his army units alive with those shield batteries. But he lost a lot of workers. 22 workers went down in that excursion. This is definitely looking bad for herO. He needs to get something done himself to stay in this game. We're seeing a lot of Archons and Mortals getting dropped again. This is nice for herO to pick off a few of these Zealots. Hopefully a couple go down, so he can find himself in a slightly better position when this fight comes. You see a big, big round of units here right now for herO. herO has the superior... Zest has a superior Zealot count. You can see the warping is very, very large. Lots of Zealots coming in. More Archons are going to be warped in immediately. The unit's starting to fall pretty quickly right now for herO. herO is now down half the supply of his opponent. It does look like he's in big trouble. This Immortal is going to try and micro back, do as much damage as it possibly can. The Phoenix is here probably to try and pick that up. It doesn't look like it has the energy to do so. The Immortal does go down, and now the army supply is 4 Zealots, 1 Archon, and a Stalker against 42. Now 56 army supply of Zest. Zest is looking to push this one, take his team up 1-0 in this matchup. Zest actually not having the best team league so far. He's done okay, I believe, but he's certainly not carried his team to many victories. Looking to get those numbers up, do well. We do have an Archon drop coming out of Zest as well, very, very cute. One ahead, get more ahead. He's going to drop a shed load of Zealots on top of the production facilities of herO. herO is going to look to make that one more stand. The force field does go down temporarily, slows this units down, but Archons are big fat boys, they do slow it down. Now this warping in the main of herO is doing so much damage. herO is trying to get as much done as he can. He is actually going to hallucinate a bunch of units from what I can see. But even at home, he's not winning this fight. The Archons are being dropped in very, very... Oh, 2 Archons and a Warp Prism do go down. That's very nice for herO to be able to kill that, but he lost 7 more workers. He's now down to just 32 Harvesters. This is not looking good for him. Zest also, with that upgrade advantage, has the shield upgrades, making those Archons that little bit tankier. Zest's position looking pretty undeniable right now. I'm trying to, keep that hype up. herO is fighting with all he's got. There's a lot of money on the line in this team league. But Zest is so strong. It looks like he's now made his decision. It's time to end this. He does manage to scout a lot of the army with that Prism. That Prism looking to build up that flank. Will actually get shut down very, very quickly. So again, good moves by herO. herO, as I said previously in the GSL this week, has been unbelievable. His PvP has been so good, but Zest is best. His micro, one of the almost second to none. His timing's very, very good, and he is looking to find that timing against his opponent. He's now up 50 supply, most of which is in army supply, although the worker supply also a huge advantage. Hurricane still trying. He is going to send in that Archon drop of his own. There are Zealots and a cannon in position. Doesn't look like this will be able to get too much done. Zest can't quite push up that ramp, even though he has got massively superior numbers. It's a difficult ramp to push up. Hurricane's drop actually doing very, very well. There's not too much here to deal with it, with that reinforcement. But Zest wants blood. Zest wants this to end. No drop will be able to do that. He is actually going to hold position, set up a very, very large concave, and just wait. I don't believe Zest really can wait. He is losing a lot of workers. He's killing a few himself, but Zest's starting to hemorrhage those workers now. All of that natural has gone, the main work has gone, and there we go. Zest finds his angle. Look how many Archons are here, tanking all of these Zealots. Behind this, the Immortal's going to do a lot of damage. Zest is microing back all of those Archons as well. The Zealots from the left break through and now manage to set up a flank. The stream lags. The fight continuing right now. Zest taking massive, massive lead. It does look like Hurricane will have to GG as he breaks through, kills the space. GG is called, and Zest takes it 1-0 for his team. Well done, Zest. Hello. So, that's good. Well done, Zest. So, Team herO currently up 1-0. Zest was playing for Team herO, of course, and Hurricane for Team Deer. Now, both of these teams play with 3 Protoss and 1 Terran. It is a complete... Oh my god, look at my hair. What a mess. It's like a bird's nest. It's a complete mirror in terms of the races that these teams have. Guys, thank you for joining me. Thank you to everyone in chat. If you are chatting, Nemesis, nice to see you. Sushi, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. That was good. Good game 1. Good PvP. I really like PvP. It's a matchup I really enjoy. Zest just able to, with that double Stargate opening, able to do a lot of damage, take very, very good trades in the early 1-base, 2-base stage of the game, and then just snowball it into a bigger army, kill a lot of workers, and then kill your opponent. Very good play by Zest. He will continue in this. This is all kill format. So which player will be next for Team Deer? Will we see Trap or Deer, the Protoss players, or will we see Cure, the Terran player, come up to try and mix it up? I wouldn't be surprised to see Cure. I feel like Zest is very good in PvP in these like very scrappy matches, and maybe with the Terran player you can sort of stop that. I feel like Zest's PvT is a little bit cheesier. We have seen him go 3-base in this tournament a few times, but the later the game goes, the better I feel Zest's opponents are. I feel like Zest is very, very good in the first 8-9 minutes of the game, and then maybe does fall off a little bit. He is still one of the best players in the world, don't get me wrong, but you know, you have to find weaknesses somewhere, right? So, we are now getting in to the next game. Let me see if I can hit the right key. There we go. So in the top left it is Cure, as I had anticipated. Coming out for Team Deer is Cure, the Terran player, in red. And Zest continuing after his 1-0 in the bottom right in blue. So what is Cure going to do? I think Cure will probably play relatively standard. We aren't seeing any proxy rat from him. Cure, Zest also playing very standard. It's going to block off that Reaper path. That is so good on this map to deny that scouting information. Nice by him. I really like that pylon gate cybercore placement that you see Protoss do against Terrans on this map. Now guys, we are playing on the new patch, so we will get some of the new maps today, which is exciting if you want to see some of these best Koreans play on these maps. As I said previously, I am casting from a stream, from a feed, so I do not have game sounds. I'm not in the game to observe myself. I apologise if we miss anything. It's their fault, not mine. Okay. So, very standard so far from both of our players. Everything looking pretty good. Nothing too exciting. We are getting that Reaper opening, followed by the Cybercore first coming out of Zest. So we will probably see an Adept. You do also see a Zealot come out of this Cybercore first. Did I say Zealot? I mean Stalker. Depending on how the player wants to play. Usually it's an Adept. You get it across the map very quickly to get scouting information, to be annoying, to keep the units at home. We will see as soon as it finishes. He may also keep that Adept at home to deal with the Reaper. The Reaper actually is going to be staying at home to try and pick off this probe, and this is definitely nice for Cure if he gets that probe. He actually did Reaper grenade himself backwards. The probe goes down eventually. Doesn't get too much information. Does get to see the add-on on that Rax, which is nice seeing the Tech Lab, and it is Concussive Shell very early, so that does actually give it quite a bit away. That's a very strange build, actually. So we are going to see that very early concussive shell. We're going to see Marauders pushing out very early on in the game, doing a lot of damage, keeping those units back. Cure does pop in, see that there is a wall. Now, seeing this Marauder here first gives a lot away. The worker does go down, that's very frustrating. Zest manages to get up, he does see what is happening. He sees the tech lab researching, which is nice for him. He sees the Marauder first and he will be able to figure out that it is concussive shell. The follow-up for this seems to be... Will it be reactor Hellions? There is Marines also being produced, Stim being produced very quickly as well. So we are getting that 2 racks before anything else. We are going to get a sort of 2-1-1 coming out here with the Marauder upgrade as well as Stim. This is certainly going to be very aggressive from Cure. Going to try and beat Zest at his own game when it comes to aggression. The Reaper is going to dance around here, check out the thirds, see that there wasn't one in position just yet. No very early third. Reaper does survive. Very nice micro there by Cure, knowing the map. Now there are a few Stalkers on the map and Blink as well. And Blink Stalker's not very good against upgraded Marauders with that concussive shell. They will do a lot of damage. They will be able to... Oh my god, my phone is lighting up like crazy. They will be able to stop the micro from these to a degree. Obviously they can still blink back and get out of range, but they're not going to be able to run away too successfully anymore. Now the army from Zest is starting to look pretty good. He is, as I said, going to have blink very soon. His rowboat is done and I imagine we'll see Immortal production quite quickly. We're going to see the Observer first. We may see that Robotics Bay thrown down as well for Colossus or for those Disruptors. Behind this, +1 is now starting for Cure. He's starting to play very standard. We haven't seen a third CC. We are seeing quite a lot of units coming out of Cure, but he's still definitely playing very safe. He's not moved out. The third base is down for Zest, and a lot of his 2-1-1 builds are designed to punish this third base. Zest's map control right now is actually phenomenal. Now the Reaper will go in, see this third, and that's big information for Cure. He now knows what that timing is going to be able to punish that if he chooses to. He is making a couple of Widow Mines, and this is just a strange build so far from Cure. It doesn't seem to have much in the way of aggression in mind. He's staying very much at home, even with those early 2 racks. The Reaper will finally fall down. Yeah, the Reaper is now finally... Oh no, blinked away! Okay, there we go. The Reaper finally falls down, and Cure will now lose that scouting tool. A Widow Mine drop is coming in, and this is very interesting. Cure, you know, faking that very strong 2-1-1 pressure and then doing something a little bit more standard in that Widow Mine drop. This could definitely catch Zest off guard. Zest does have units in position. He has observers looking for those drops. And Cure actually is... Did he just F2 his army, including that medevac? He may have done. Yeah, he did. Now the drop is now looking to go back in. This will be seen relatively early, and we can expect a warp in round to try and counteract that. Now if there's not enough units there, those Widow Mines still can burrow, obviously very successfully, and do a lot of damage. Actually, I think they probably... Oh, it would have been very close. He might have caught a glimpse of it. These Stalkers are out on the map. Meanwhile, this drop is going to come in. Oh, there is a cannon in position. So the cannon very, very good. It can pick off one very, very quickly. The second Widow Mine will burrow though, and it will get a lot of damage. The first one also will fire, kill 7 workers. So, okay, the second... Okay, so 7 workers in total do go down. That's very successful for this Widow Mine drop. He didn't lose the Widow Mines, he didn't lose the medevac, so his units do stay alive. Zest still having very good map vision, but he is now behind in army supply. The third CC going to be built... It's not really on location, but it's not off location either. Going to be built in a slightly different place. Actually directly under that observer of Zest. So very interesting play there. I like to see it. And Cure is going to try and establish that third. He has a very strong army right now. His upgrades are powering through. He is getting that armor. He is getting combat shields. This Widow Mine will get... Oh, so close. It does look like this medevac will now go down. Yes, it will. Goodbye, medevac. Okay, so didn't get the most done. Slightly bad pathing there by Cure. Does lose the medevac. He is still very much ahead in army supply. And there's no splash damage yet for Zest. Zest's army is really going to struggle to deal with all of these Marines and Marauders. If the Widow Mines get some good hits too, this sort of Protoss bio will fall apart very quickly. Zest is going to try and find that position, get that good concave. The Widow Mines will immediately burrow. Guardian Shield comes down. This is a lot of Stalkers. It's a very, very good army from Zest, don't get me wrong, with 3 Immortals as well. 1 Immortal does fall very early. Now, the Widow Mines aren't getting anything done here. The Force Fields aren't bad. They're not catching many units, but they are disengaging the fight pretty well. Now, Zest is taking the better of this. A lot of units starting to fall. Very, very nice Force Fields at the end there. Oh, and the Blinking as well, trying to catch 1 more unit. Zest definitely holding on. You can see his army supply is getting a little bit closer. He is ahead in worker supply, obviously not accounting for mules. The game, I'd say, very even at this time. Upgrades getting pretty good for both players. Zest is going to have that +2 armor very shortly. And that'll be very, very good for Archons if you go. Sorry, for all of these Zealots who are so tanky naturally and just need to be able to get there with charge to do that swipe. Templar Archives is down, and another Forge coming down for Zest. Zest looking to power up those upgrades, get that a little bit stronger with his free base 6 gas economy. This is where we see Protosses at their strongest. Once they can get 6 gases or more, they're able to produce those tack units and get a lot of gateways and be so frustrating. The Observer finally picked off by Cure. Another big blink in there by Zest will trade 1 unit for 1 unit. A fight does come down. Another unit is picked off. So good trade so far from both of these players. Storm is started though, and Cure needs to do something before Storm is finished. We do have Storm drops being loaded up. There is that base to the north. I don't think Cure knows about it. He could have swung up there and possibly done some damage. Storm isn't done. The Force Field is very, very good. He's managing to catch off a lot of his units. Oh, the Widow Mine hits absolutely huge. So many of the units taking a lot of damage. A fair few Zealots also going down. The Zealots have now dissipated. There's very few left. These Force Fields will run out very, very soon. And now this Bio can get on top of this army. The Immortal's starting to fall. Stalker count is dwindling. Another round of Zealots is warped in, and that will force that micro once again. The Widow Mine count is dropping, but there's still so much Bio here. Reinforcements are coming, and a Liberation Zone is thrown down on top of this army. These Stalkers starting to fall. More Zealots coming in. They've died pretty quickly. Does look like Cure is breaking through. He's now at 50 supply. There is a drop on the other side of the map that's doing some damage to Cure, but Cure is in such a great position right now. If he can break this third base, he'll be in a phenomenal position going forward. It does look like he's going to be able to take that down. There are still quite a few Stalkers. After Storm finally finishes and comes down, hits a lot of his Marauders, but Marauders, very, very beefy units, can afford to stand in that Storm that little bit longer. Now the Liberation Zone is still there, which will dissuade Zest from chasing. Cure is up 30 supply. A couple of Archons will go down. These Widow Mine hits, doing a lot of damage actually, managing to whittle down one of those Archons very low. It will survive. Another blink-in will come from these reinforcements from the north. There is another Liberator here that is going to siege out the micro and backwards coming from Cure. Both of these players really wanted to do as much damage as possible here. That's a long fight. Holy moly. Now, Zest has loaded up his Storm drop. He is still looking to keep them going. As you can see, Zest has taken more damage so far this game. His upgrade's still very, very good. Oh my god, I'm almost a bit lightheaded from talking that quick, that fast. Okay, Cure still very much in a great position. He's up 22 workers, and he also has mules. He is getting ghosts. His 2-2 is on the way, and it's in a decent timing. The third base was sniped, so the economy for Zest was very much slowed down. Zest did go for quite an early fourth, so it's not the end of the world. The Storm does come down. It's a nice Storm. Another one very, very big on a lot of these Marines and Marauders. Ghosts are being added though, and once Ghosts come in, these Archons, if they are EMP'd, vanish. Liberators obviously as well, trying to dissuade too much aggression coming out of the Protoss player. Zest actually ignoring that, is going to walk through that Liberation Zone. He did kill the Liberators very quickly with that blink. Reinforcements coming in now from Cure, and both of these players trading blows like Rocky and Apollo Creed, keeping it up. Seeing who can take that final hit. Or EMP does come down on a lot of the army right there, and those Stalkers now losing all of their shields. In a little bit of trouble. Now there are a lot of Zealots, and Zealots are very, very scary. If they get EMP'd, they are that little bit less scary. But there aren't actually that many Marines here, and there aren't that many Widow Mines either, so the Zealots are definitely probably the biggest threat to this army currently. As you can see, once an EMP goes down, they do fall very quickly. Shield's so important to keeping these Protoss units alive. Cure taking these little trades, manages to pick up a pylon, very nice from him. These Ghosts just sitting on the front line have so much energy. You're actually seeing snipes coming out too, just to pick off some of these units. Nice play there. And look at the production tab right now. Cure is powering up. He's making so many units at a time. His 2-2 is finishing. Oh, the Storm absolutely huge. Oh my god, absolutely massive Storms from Zesto. Does manage to take out a lot of that bio. The ghosts are still alive. They are starting to fall now. They don't have cloak yet, so don't have that survival mechanism. Very, very good fight there from Zest. Manages to push Cure back. And we have a very big tug of war towards the northern centre side of the map. This fourth base of Zest, Cure wants it. He wants to do some damage. He's managed to pick off a couple of the small pylons around it, but he wants to be able to break through. Zest's army is still very good. He has Guardian Shields, he has Storm, he has Archons, he has an Immortal. If the EMP lands there, this army will fall very, very quickly. This is a very good concave coming out of Cure. Zest's actually taking a good fight so far. The Zealots on the north side doing a lot of damage. It does look like the Liberator will finally go down, that Liberation Stone falling. And Zest is pushing through. He is still down in supply, but his army is trading so efficiently against this one of Cure. Cure's just not managed to get the Widow Mine hits he needs yet. He's not managed to get those huge EMPs. His bio count hasn't quite been high enough to just push through. It is now starting to get there. He has as many medevacs as he'll ever need. I think he's up to 8 or 9 now, which is a very big number. We are going to see... Oh, no, okay. It isn't going to be the drop from Zest. It is just going to be these Storm... these High Templars being moved around in that Warp Prism so they can drop Storm and get out very quickly. Now, the army of Cure is starting to get where it needs to be to take that one big engagement. Cure scanning ahead a lot, trying to get a grip for where the army is. There are observers seeing everything. Very, very nice from Zest. He's made observers a lot this game. He's really kept them going. As you can see, the upgrades, 2-2 against just a 2-1. Storm comes down. It's not great. The second one a little better. I think one Ghost dies, and that's nice to kill that Ghost. Oh, there was an EMP there on all of the High Templars. They are forced to morph into Archons immediately. But the Force... Okay, that Archon actually in the south does go down, so that is frustrating. The Sentry does survive with Guardian Shields. That's nice. Cure is now setting up his Widow Mines in that position where they're going to be so frustrated. His Widow Mine hits are going to do so much damage. All of those Zealots on the front line completely disappear, and the Force to the top is doing quite well. Reinforcements now coming in for Cure, but Cure's taking a very, very good fight. An Immortal out of position will go down. And now it looks like Cure is going to break through. He's up 40 supply. These Zealots are melting. He has enough bio with those good upgrades now to push through. Both players sitting at 2-2, but Cure is doing so much damage. He is now managed to catch it up. GG is called, and Cure brings it back to 1-1. For his team. So, very, very close right now. Cure does manage to beat Zest. Cure playing for Team Deer and Zest playing for Team herO. Means we are now even. It is 1-1. It is the first one to kill, the first team to reach 4 in score wins. To kill all 4 of their opponent's players. Very good games. Cure just managing to win that tug of war. He got that advantage up very quickly. His early build was slightly confusing. It didn't actually get any damage done, but once he sniped that third base with that good positioning, things were looking good for him. I like it, I like it, I like it. Okay. I want to thank everyone that is watching today. My name is Grant. My co-caster here is a spooky spider called Clarence. I just made him up because I wanted to fill the space. Yeah, everything's good. It is 1-1 in the series now. Both Zest and Hurricane have died for their respective teams. Team herO lost Zest. Team Deer lost Hurricane. We are going to see Cure versus either SOS, herO, or Fantasy. So a PVT or a TVT. Just to mix things up. A TVT would be nice. Maybe we will see Fantasy. I'm not certain. My name is Grant. I'm here casting on behalf of Team Alpha. You can see all of our social media up here and over there. Please check them out, guys. They cast so much. They provide so much content. They also have their own team. They're the best. Team Alpha are not sponsoring this event. We are just casting up on behalf of you guys who wanted that English stream. We do have a couple of our own events coming up, he says, but he doesn't have it open again because he's useless. I'm going to take a minute to speak about one of my sponsors who does provide our future events coming up, like the Alpha Pro Series. I'm going to talk about GameStop. GameStop has always given power to the players, and now they're bringing it specifically to us, esports players, us, this hardcore fan base. GameStop's new program features coaching and more from some of the best players and teams in the world, the most prominent, the biggest. If you like League, if you like CS, if you like any of these games, they are bringing you the ability to improve via coaching, You can visit them for the Match Arena quest from our future events. We do have an Alpha Pro Series coming up, and I will show you that. But guys, thank you for GameStop for supporting Team Alpha. They do not sponsor this tournament, but they allow us to do our own tournaments. So we love you. Thank you. We are now getting into game. I will full screen. Here we are, and it is herO, the team captain, that has come up against Cure. And it looks like herO is going for a very early scout. Is it just going to be a scout? I don't believe it is just going to be a scout. I believe we're going to see the one proxy gateway that Protosters love so much. Yes, we are. So we're going to see probably a Zealot very quickly out of the gateway as that finishes. We are seeing the standard Reaper expand as far as I can tell from Cure. As soon as that gateway finishes, we should see the Cybercore and a Zealot immediately coming out of herO. He is saving up money now. I hope I'm right. Second gateway does go down. Do we see the Zealot? Give me a Zealot. Give me a Zealot. Just for the Cybercore. herO's saving up some monies. He's going to make a Zealot and send it across the map. That's very common with this. He goes for the Gas Geyser instead. Doesn't look like he is going to do that. Now, Cure is not going to scout this. He is going to just go for that standard scouting path. He misses it by a hair. Looks like we'll probably just see Adepts or Stalkers with this build. Strange there by Cure. Tries to throw down a Rax accidentally. Is forced to build that CC out of position. Nice there from the Protoss player. Okay, yeah, I was going to say, Sentry's not what you want, my friend. So double Adept pressure is coming out now from our Protoss player. Now, Cure does get that full scout, and we'll see something is missing. He is going to look around, see if he can figure out what it is. Oh, very, very nice play there by herO. By Cure. Immediately cancels that low ground CC. He will rebuild it on the high ground. He is going to get the bunker. This is perfect play to deal with this pressure. Now, the first Adept will come in. Obviously, this is very, very early. It's not going to be able to get in, but it can slow down this bunker, which is nice. Second SCV will come up and try and finish that bunker. Now, this one unit is very, very frustrating. The bunker very close to finishing. I'd like to see its health bar. Now there are enough Marines come out to dissuade this from going any further. He will keep the shade there just to get that vision. He's going to continue to make Adepts, get Sentries at home, and we'll probably transition out of this. He did slow everything down. There we go. There is that transitional option. The Stargate is immediately thrown down by herO. Cure is just playing pretty standard behind us. He's actually... Okay. I thought that factory was a CC. He did slow down his factory a little bit. He now scouts what that proxy consists of. It is just a gateway. There is no proxy Stargate or anything. We are now seeing the Stargate coming, the Starport coming down, sorry, for Cure. Too many star units. The Stargate, I imagine we will see an Oracle pretty quickly. Will we see an Oracle pretty quickly? We will wait and see. herO is going to choose to make a Phoenix. I hate being wrong. This is why I am not an analytical caster. So we are going to see Phoenixes coming out of herO. May follow that up with the Colossus or something along those lines. May just make the one Phoenix to scout and to deny, or a couple of Phoenix to scout and to deny drops. Is definitely going to make a second for now. Also hallucinating one. SCV comes in, sees the natural, but doesn't get any more information. Did see that hallucinated Phoenix, but you can never be too certain with Phoenixes in the early game. They are generally hallucinated. As this one is. This is a large push out though for Cure. He has a lot of units. Plus that Cyclone. Very good defensive unit. Hallucinated Phoenix does go down, but sees the extent of the army that Cure has built up. herO actually going to try and keep this army on the back foot. Or not. Is going to turn tail and walk home. We're seeing a lot of Phoenixes in production. We're also seeing a Raven coming out of Cure. So Cure looking to disable anything that does come out, or to hit that big anti-armor missile, or even if there were DTs to be able to deal with that. I think Cure is definitely playing in the dark this game. He will be able to save that pylon, which is nice. You don't want to be losing pylons. Now there are a lot of Phoenixes here. If they can pick up the tank, they're able to do pretty well against this, but that is a lot of Marines. Too many Marines, some may say. Now, Cure just being annoying, trying to pick up this pylon, will not manage it just yet. The Phoenix is probably going to swoop-de-loop around and try and find that Cyclone. It is actually going to get out by heading to the south. Behind this, another bunker being built for Cure on the low ground this time. We are getting the Robo and Probes, and I'm surprised to see we're not seeing a third base coming out of herO pretty soon. I don't think he's going to be able to get that much done so far. He does get that Cyclone, which is nice, but obviously he has now abandoned his aggressive position. Now, the 3 Phoenixes and the Oracle can do a lot of economic damage if Cure is out of position. Cure currently not out of position, has Marines in place. Actually, this is very good for Cure. He will lose a Marine or 2. But nothing too bad. No units do go down for herO. But Cure is able to fend that off and not take the economic damage. Behind this, herO is going to go for that slightly greedy double forge. Try and transition into high upgraded bio units for the Protoss. Cure is also getting upgrades of his own. He's getting his stim, he's getting his combat shield, he is getting his +1. We're seeing more oracles in the production tab currently for herO, so that's nice. Looking to keep information with those oracles and this Phoenix, but also you can dip in, you can do some damage, as we just saw when he killed 3 SCVs. These units can be very, very useful for figuring out exactly what's going on. Now, is it going to be Widow Mines? There is a reactor on that factory, nothing being produced from it just yet. We are seeing Marauders, Medevacs, or the standard Marines being produced by Cure. Behind this, herO is getting his Twilight Council, more Phoenixes, his upgrades. He is getting that 1-1. And will be slightly ahead in that going forward with that double forge. But both players playing pretty standard. Both thirds pretty late. You'd expect to see a third from both of these players at sort of the 6-minute mark. We're now at 7:10, so certainly later. We could see a very big 2-base fight out of both of these very soon. Now the probe is on site for herO, and he is saving up that money. I'm guessing both players want to expand. There we go, the third throw down from herO, and it doesn't look like we've had a CC yet from Cure, but I may have missed it. I'm not observing this game, guys, I'm casting from a feed. Now a small bio force is going to push out and just shut down that one gateway, which is nice. A few more workers do go down in the meantime to these oracles. And the army for herO is very, very strong. Does he have Zealot legs? Almost. So he's getting those upgrades for his Protoss bio units. He has a lot of Zealots, he has a few Adepts, he has Stalkers, he has Immortals. Very, very strong, good, efficient army in these smaller numbers. Can, if he gets the right charge, do a lot of damage to this biological army of Cure. Now, herO is still looking around with his Phoenix, trying to do a little bit of damage. He has managed to do decent damage so far this game. He's probably killed 6 or 8 workers. Nothing crippling, but frustrating. Now 2 oracles will fly in and just hang about for a bit. We call these brick oracles. Not really sure what they're doing, just bricking about. Now this push coming out of Cure is very big. He's up 15 army supply. His upgrades will be slightly worse. And there will be a disruptor out for... Oh, that's nice. herO. herO's going to need these disruptors. He's going to need this AoE damage. Now, a few Widow Mines were caught in a stasis, which is very, very nice to slow down this push. The push now coming in from from Cure. Cure has a lot of bio here. The anti-armor missile, absolutely huge. These units will take a lot of damage, but will this Purification Nova... No, the Purification Nova does not hit, and that is the only one right now. The Disruptor actually very out of position, does go down immediately. The probes are forced to be pulled. Oracle also coming back. It does look like this will be cleaned up by herO, but at what cost? He has lost a lot of workers. He has lost everything mining from the space. He lost a lot of those high-tech units as well. He needs to do damage himself now. He needs to get across the map, and that is what he's going to attempt to do with this Warp Prism. Cure certainly finding himself in another great position with this. He seems to attack it around the 9-minute mark in... against these Protoss players and do a lot of damage to that third. Last game he managed to snipe it. This game he sniped all the workers, which is just as efficient. And now herO is going to move out. herO does still have equal army supply. He very much has a force, and one Purification Nova can end this game. One big hit from that Disruptor on the bio, and there is nothing left. We do have very, very good pre-splits. Actually, Cure choosing to get all the way back into his main right now could be a little bit of a mistake if herO pushes in. He is aware of this drop. The drop actually going to hit the third base instead. There are 2 Immortals in this prism, and they will shut down these add-ons very, very quickly. They are going to trade a little bit against the army and then hightail out of there. herO keeping good information on herO's army, finding out where it is at all times. herO is leading with these disruptors. They do get a decent hit, kill a Marine and a Marauder. Can't argue with that. That's 3 kills. And now there are 3 of these disruptors. He is continuing to make them, and this becomes a very, very, very scary game for herO. He has to hit his shots. He is reliant on hitting these shots. Now, there's not really an army here, to be honest. He is going to use these disruptions to kill all the Widow Mines, which is nice. These disruptors getting out of position once again, and he does lose one immediately. It does look like the disruptor control for herO isn't great, but he does have a huge army. He is now pushing forward. herO's starting to do a lot of damage. He has now taken that supply lead. There are a lot of disruptors here. A lot of this supply is in medivacs. There's so many medivacs here, and very, very little actual army. And Cura's forced to GG. He just had no bio left. Ta-da! It's Grant. So herO, playing for his own team now, has managed to take it up to 2-1 with very, very good games. He just managed to kill so much of the bio and force so much out of position just by picking off so much on the low ground, whilst the drop, a lot of the army was in the high ground. He was in trouble. He died. Very, very nice. Good to see. I like herO. He plays good PvP as well. And that is what we will be seeing next. herO next will be against Deer or Trap. There is only Protoss players left for the team of Team Deer. So Deer himself and Trap are the only players left. Everything is bon. It's all going well. Guys, I am going to take a minute just to talk about myself because, you know, I'm arrogant. My name is Grant. You can see my Twitter below. It is @GrantSC2. Really original. I use my real name because I couldn't think of anything fun. I also stream myself. My stream is on the other platform. We know what I'm talking about, and it is also GrantSC2. Don't stream a lot of StarCraft. I cast a bit. I mainly play party games and drink too much. I cast for Team Alpha. You can see all of Alpha's social media above. Please follow them on every one of these platforms because they are fantastic. What they've done for me is unbelievable. They provide huge amounts of money to players in EU and in Korea and NA. They are just massively supportive of the scene. We cannot thank them enough. Team Alpha are not the ones arranging this event. This is a BJ Destruction Team League by Africa and Blizzard and I think it's I don't remember the name, I'm sorry. I can find it. I have it here. By Onpoon. I apologise if I butchered that. But they have so gracefully allowed us to commentate it in English. I am the main commentator for English. We will be back again tomorrow at the same time of 10 PM Korean time, 2 PM my time, British Summer Time, and 3 PM CEST. Yeah. For Team Maru versus Team Sue. And that is absolutely mental. That's Maru, Innovation, Rogue, and Creator going up against Sue, Patience, Bunny, and Keen. So lots of Terrans, a few Zegs, and only a couple of Protoss spattered in there. Very different to today. For now, let us go into the map, because we are in the next map. Boom. I will full screen, which I'm so useless at. And we are on one of the new maps, and this is the map with the purification zones. So, these are very, very strange. For those of you who maybe don't play or haven't seen this new map in action, you see these zones as this probe is going through right now, slows everything down. Air units, ground units, shades of adepts and things, attack speed, all slowed down. It makes flanking very difficult. I don't know what that says in Korean, probably something wicked cool. It makes fighting very difficult. It means having your army placement correct on this map is vital. We do have Deer as the player that has now come in, so both captains against one another right now. Team herO versus Team Deer, and it is the leaders of both. Everything very normal so far. We're seeing standard timings, both players getting their gas. I'm just going to wait and see what happens. Cybernetic scores go down at the same time. Double gas for both their players. They may take them at slightly different times, but you'll see they have very, very similar gas. Deer mining slightly more right now, but that will even out very soon. Deer probably looking to go for that sentry opening instead. Although I could be wrong there. 2 pylons for herO. herO has gone for the proxy pylon. I'm not really sure what this commentator's doing. What this observer's doing. I'm not the one observing. I'd kind of like to see what's going on. There's proxy pylon on the map. So yes, from Deer we do see that Stalker, a Sentry, and double Adept coming out of herO. herO also has that proxy Stargate going down. Commentators are just reading the Korean billboards at the moment. There is a game happening. Yep. It says 감사합니다, 안녕. Korean stuff. Now, okay, so there is a proxy Stargate, and now this proxy Stargate has potential to do a lot of damage. Really depends on what we see Deer's choice of tech be. Deer is finally going to go out and scout, I believe. He's certainly looking at it. Here we go. The Stargate nearly done. herO is getting a shield battery as well at home, I suppose, probably to stop any oracles coming in and killing him. Now, we are seeing the Stargate from Deer, but it's a lot later. herO Stargate is prime in position. It is finished. The oracle is nearly done. There is also adepts in the front. Oh, those adepts very nearly getting in there. There's very little here to deal with this. One probe will immediately go down. That sentry, if it steps too far forward, will also go down. Now, a Stalker does pop out, but the Stalker is on the wrong side. And now the Oracle is going to come in. And how many workers will go down from that Oracle? We'll have to wait and see. It will be coming up very, very shortly. These Stalkers are not in position. The Oracle is going to come in, and it's such a short distance. This is going to do so much damage. The pull is very, very good. 3 workers, 4 workers immediately go down. Oh, the Adept's also here. This is going to be so many workers. 7, 8. Deer is hemorrhaging workers right now. Only 8 at the moment. It could have been a lot worse. A couple of missed targets. 9 now. 9 workers go down. So he's now down to 17. Will we see another Oracle? We are actually going to see that pretty soon. There is a Phoenix coming from herO, and that will be able to definitely pull this away. But with 2 Oracles and a Phoenix, I am worried for Deer right now. He needs to get a better grip of this map. He needs to deal with this. He does have an Oracle slowly killing that pylon. It does look like the Phoenix will finish and be able to chase that down. Deer has definitely stabilised. He is down on workers. He has taken more damage than he wanted to. That Phoenix actually didn't finish, and that is frustrating. But herO's not done. He's going to throw down another pylon immediately. He says, no, you're not cancelling this. And behind this, herO is just powering up. He is getting more and more gateways. His Nexus is nearly done. He is up in workers, only by a couple now. Actually, Deer has managed to take a supply lead, but I can't see that lasting too long. You can see this this purification zone slowing down these units massively. The rush distance on this map, very, very short, but it's so much time is added by having to walk through this. Oh, this Oracle will go down, and that's a very, very big loss there from Deer. Deer needs every fighting unit right now. herO is pushing across the map. He has 4 or 5 Stalkers. He has a couple of Archons. He has that Phoenix. That Phoenix can pick up one of his Stalkers. He'll be in such a great position. He doesn't want to fight in this purification zone, though. He's going to try and force field him into it. One of the Stalkers does come out. There is a Phoenix now of Deer's. herO seems to have slightly more units here. It's very, very close. It's hard to see behind this Phoenix picking up who is winning the fight. The Stalker's now starting to fall. More are coming in from herO from that proxy pylon. It does look like herO is going to be able to power through this. All of the Stalkers now starting to fall down for Deer. Another one falls down for herO. herO still has more in this fight. Probes are forced to pull. How many probes will go down here? I imagine only a few. This is very, very good probe pool here. Is managing to push these Stalkers back. There are now only 4 here. We should see more very, very soon. And Deer is behind the supply. This Stalker will go down, and now these probes are in big, big trouble. There is nothing here to stop these Stalkers. More Stalkers are coming in. This base is now going to be forfeit. Deer is trying to get as much as he can to hold on. He will have an Immortal very shortly, and that Immortal will be very, very useful. We are seeing 3 more Stalkers, though, and a Warp Prism coming out from herO. herO is going to try and do as much damage here as he can. Try and take down a few more of these probes, possibly. He does target down 1 more. Now, herO is still actually down in probes. He's not really been making many throughout this. He's very close in number. You can see it's 33 to 34. It's that middle number. But herO's army supply is massively, massively ahead. He is going to try and target down that Immortal, and if that Immortal goes down, there's so little bulk left to deal damage to this army. There are so many Stalkers here. The Stalker finally does get released. The Phoenix will go down. Probes will start to fall, and now there is a Prism. Another Immortal does pop. But with this Prism here, I think this could be very, very scary for Deer, hero's going to be able to warp in a lot of units. We are seeing another Oracle has just popped as well. That will go into the main, and there is nothing here to defend. Very, very nice play here by hero. Going to kill more and more workers. You can see that worker count once again dropping. Hero has just managed to do so much damage with this 2-base attack. Now there are Zealots as well. They will force that Immortal into doing much more micro than it wants. There is 2 Immortals now, and that will kill a lot of these units. The shield battery does go down. More workers go down. 8 more workers go down. And now there is an 11 worker lead for hero. Hero playing phenomenally for his team. Wants to go up to match point. The retreat does finally come out for hero. He is continuing to do damage with oracles though. And this has just been devastating at this point. More and more probes are falling. And again in the natural, this control is absolutely absurd as well. Just the exact right amount of time. Oh, as I say that, it messes it up. 15 more workers go down, and that was 19 harvesters to 41. Hero all but has this in the bag. Is going to continue to... Wow, that looks like a Liberator battlecruiser. That's cool. The Korean Observer is really enjoying this map. It is beautiful, I must admit. The Proxy Stargate will finally get shut down. Having a couple of Immortals here is very, very nice for Deer. Obviously, he is forced to make probes. There are only 2 Stalkers here. These Oracles can go in and kill a few more workers. No problem. We'll see 3 probably go down. No, okay. They are very low health Oracles. But again, that worker count just torn in half. And hero is playing absolutely phenomenally against Deer. This is 2 of the best Protoss players in the world, guys. Battling it out for the BJ Destruction. Army, the scout's so easy for hero with these oracles. He is able to get good information and also just force it out of position. As you can see, he is moving across into the natural now with the bulk of his army. These oracles constantly a threat, constantly a pressure in the main and the natural. Pushing through these zones, these purification zones, very, very difficult. I think they're called purification zones. I don't really remember. They're just time warps. Big old time warps. You can't, obviously, force yourself into this. The Shades, another big, big threat. You don't want to fight in the zone because it does slow your attack speed down, and a smaller army can definitely beat a bigger army within that. But just look at the supply, guys. As a Frenchman once said, look at the supply. And now hero is going to push up to that north side. He's taken the long way, so he doesn't have to go through that purification zone. That's so much of a threat. He is now swarming in. Almost looks like a Zerg with all of his Adept Shades. They do shade on top of the Immortal. The Immortal immediately picked up, but units are falling so rapidly. These Adepts do so much DPS to these units, and there's just so much here. The Warp Prism is definitely at risk here. It will just manage to get pulled back in time. GG is called, and hero takes game 4, goes up 3-0 for his team in the BJ Destruction Team League. Guys, if you're here, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you. I love each and every one of you. I am going to take a minute to speak about one of what Alpha have coming up. We do have a Alpha Pro Series show match coming up very soon. Alpha Pro Series show matches. In just 14 hours and 26 minutes, we do have Armani versus Australia, as you can see over here. It is going to be a standard show match on the 24th. Yep, that's the one. It is our 82nd event. You can see the amount of money Alpha have given away to these players. It's absolutely phenomenal. Thousands upon thousands of dollars. We're only able to do this because of our sponsors. So I want to talk about one of them very, very quickly. Let me just go up to my face. Where am I? Ah, there we are. So I do want to take a second to talk about 24-Hour Fitness. I want to give a shout out to them. 24-Hour Fitness for over 30 years have been dedicated to helping people achieve their fitness goals. They have 436 locations throughout the US, fully equipped with weights, cardio, studio classes, personal trainers. Don't look like me, look like Cham, who we managed to catch yesterday in one of our Alpha Pro Series matches. Head to one of them. They're open 24 hours a day, so us little nerds can go in the middle of the night, get our sweat on, look good. It's important to be in good shape if you want to be good at StarCraft. You see a lot of the players, Harsum, for example, Thermal, all of these top players, even all the Koreans, they go to the gym, they give themselves that regimen because it helps their mental, it helps their physical, it makes them feel good, and 24-Hour Fitness can help you achieve that. They do sponsor Alpha. They are not sponsoring this event. They are sponsoring the Alpha events I have showing you coming up. But thank you guys. Please check them out. They're phenomenal. We are now getting into the next game. As I forget to full screen, as I do every time. And it is Trap. The final player for Team Deer is Trap. So we do have a PvP, a team hero currently on match point. Trap is the red Protoss in the bottom left corner, and in the top right, currently up 3-1, the team captain, it is team herO. herO. So another PvP, we've had a lot of PvP today, guys. Both teams did have 3 Protosses. Kind of hoped we'd see the TVT. This map is on fire. I won't sing to you until the grand finals. These observers really like the map design. I appreciate that. Thank you to all the map makers out there. We love you. Okay, so both players are going to play very, very standard, it looks. Just looking for any cannon rushes. Trap may be known to throw one out every now and then, which is always nice. I love a cannon rush. If you know me personally, you know I probably love them too much. We are seeing double gas from both of these players, 2 in each. Actually 2 and 1. So currently herO is mining slightly more gas. I know it's now evened out. Both players actually mining identical amounts. Cybercore is thrown down. As we see the Death Star exploded up in the top middle of the map. These observers just enjoying it. Having a good look around. Now what will we see coming out of the Cybercore? Looking at the gas counts, I think it's going to be Stalker, Sentry for both. That's my guess. I don't actually know. I am purely speculating. Adept, Stalker, Stalker. Well, I couldn't have been more wrong. That's good to see. So, double Stalker from Trap and double Adept from herO. herO looking to be the aggressor. Is getting a lot of damage done actually to Trap's probe. We'll probably force that to go home that a little bit quicker, which is nice. herO's does have a bit more HP. The Adepts do come out slightly quicker than the Stalkers, but the Stalkers will come out and kill this probe very quickly. He's not going to throw that pylon down, but he wants to see what's coming out. So he sees that Stalker knows now the Adepts probably won't get too much damage without a mistake. Will he manage to get to see that Stargate? It doesn't look like he will. I'm trying to keep an eye on the bottom left in that mini-map. The music has now just auto-played something absolutely hilarious. Let's maybe... Wait, this is actually part of the StarCraft soundtrack? Oh, fair enough. Okay. I don't remember this part. So, we have got the Robo coming out for herO, and that's Stargate, as we previously mentioned, from Trap. Could be a very interesting game coming here. We have a complete change in styles. This music... Right, no, it's getting changed. I can't concentrate with this. Okay, so we are seeing the Phoenixes coming out for Trap, and this is going to be very, very good against those Immortals. Immortals, obviously, not the best units against Phoenixes. Phoenixes can pick them up, take them out of the fight, whilst the Stalkers and things kill them. So it's definitely looking good for Trap from his choice so far. Now, herO has a very big army advantage right now, and that is because he has taken his Nexus. Well, he has not yet taken his Nexus. He is looking to take it a lot slower. In fact, I don't know if he'll be taking it at all. I'd like to know how many gateways he currently has. He has got that Prism on the way, which is very indicative of a one-base push here from herO. And this is a scary army. With the Prism as well, you can load into the main, you can micro your units very, very successfully. herO wants blood. He is trying to pull the army out of position as he moves across the map. This Adept Shade will continue to be frustrating. We have 4 Adepts, 2 Stalkers, 3 Sentries, 3 more Adepts, and an Immortal. And this Immortal is going to do so much DPS against all these Stalkers. Now these Adepts are maybe out of position, but they have pulled the Stalkers more out of position as this army pushes in. 1 Adept does immediately go down. There are 4 Phoenixes here. These Phoenixes do not want to die though. He really doesn't want to lose even one of them. They are targeting down the Prism, and the Prism will eventually go down, but not without taking a couple of Phoenixes with it. Now the Phoenixes do go down. There are a lot of Stalkers here and a lot of Adepts here. The Immortal very, very low is unable to micro into that Prism, but the Stalkers did overcommit. It does look like herO smells blood. He is now pushing forward. He's able to do a lot of damage. He is going to target down that shield battery. Meanwhile, the Adepts have shaded into the main and are doing a lot of damage. Look at the supply difference right now, guys. herO is currently up 20 supply. He's just killed 15 workers. He's pushing into the main. His Adepts will rejoin his army. He has unpowered those gateways, and GG, Team herO takes the series 4-1 with fantastic one-base play. Page down is the key for me to show my face. we will go and have a quick look at the BJ Destruction Team League and what this now means. If I click on my web button, ta-da! Here we go. We can now see with Team herO taking that win. That will put them up to 2-1 into second place. Team Sue can challenge them for that tomorrow. They have to beat Team Maru, so certainly a big battle for them. But very, very well played there by Team Deer. We didn't get to see SOS or Fantasy play today, so I'm sorry to the SOS and Fantasy fans. You can now see what this will mean. These guys... Wait. Yeah. These guys will now come up here. These guys will fall down here at 1 and 2. Team Sue have the opportunity to either take that second or third place tomorrow, depending. Possibly even fourth. Team Maru still have a big battle to do. They can move up tomorrow, but they will have to win their series. They have to go up to 1 and 2. Guys, I've been Grant. Thank you so much for joining me. As I bring myself... This has been my co-caster, Clarence the Spooky Spider. He didn't say very much this series. I'm not really sure why. Yeah, there has been a lot of multi-kills. Darkness, you are very much right. Or Classic number 1, whichever you prefer to be called. That is the end of today. We'll be back tomorrow at 10 PM KST. I have to close my eyes and think about this. 2 PM British Summer Time. 3 PM Central European Standard Time. Or CEST, I don't know what that stands for. I think that's it. It will be me once again. I will see you then. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day. Enjoy the sunshine if you have it. It's like 24 degrees here, so I'm going to be out with my dog very shortly. Goodbye from me and Clarence. See you later. Peace out, and I love you.